Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're at SPX 2016. I'm Rusty.
I'm Joe.
And with us,
I'm JTW or JT Wilkins.
he has options, y'all.
Yes.
Welcome, JT. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm feeling great. SPX is really cool. I think my first SPX experience was 2012. And that was really cool. I got to meet Dan Close and Hernandez
And
brothers.
he got to meet you.
Yeah,
Yes,
really.
and I gave him a comic, and he loved it.
So there you go.
It's all love here, man. It's real cool. Real cool.
Nice.
So your first SPX, you think, was in 2012?
Mm-hmm.
And you've been coming ever since?
Yeah, well, I've missed a couple of conventions,
Okay.
but I made it last year when Nickelodeon was here, and
Yeah.
they were
Yes.
asking, and I actually pitched a story for them, but they were like, that would be too much work.
How was
To
it?
make.
You're so ambitious, sir.
Was it a
Sorry.
good experience? Given the opportunity
Yeah,
to
it
pitch
was
to them?
great. It was a very good experience, and the people were super nice, and they didn't, they made their own critiques about it, and it was all positive, and they were like, hey, man, we go through hundreds of these missions a day,
Yeah.
so daily.
I mean, they did here. So,
That's the impression I got, is that they weren't afraid to be critical, but they did it in a way that wasn't so bad. Like, it was very
constructive,
helpful.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was really cool. It was a really awesome experience. They just thought, well, I need a little more. They would have to do like cell animation and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so it was like, nah, man, we got
Like, sir, your ideas are very expensive. I'm sorry.
yeah, very complex.
We're not even going to get to the whether it's good or bad. I'm sorry. We can't even get to the point where we pay for it.
We can't afford it, so.
This is crazy. Like, do I want to order Mercedes-Benz? Sure.
Yeah.
Would it be more expensive on gas? Maybe. It doesn't matter. I can't afford it. So you make comics yourself?
Yes, I do. I'm part of Think Tank RX, TTRX crew. I create Black Days, which is my anthology comic, and I create The Afrofuturist, which has African American and other minority protagonists, but not in the vein of trying to push an agenda, but it's having them as protagonists and antagonists in like a cool EC Comics kind of style storyline, where it's like Twilight Zone, Outer Limits kind of thing. I like the weird stuff. I'm a really surreal comic artist, so I like to have like weird, like alternative stories, and I like old comics. That's why I brought my influences here.
Nice.
Well, I know you kind of made a point that you're including minority characters in your books, and I think that's important because that's you're trying to be your own voice. You're trying to
Yes.
bring part of your world into the comics world.
Yeah, and it's all groovy to have like characters that are like Black Panther and Power Man and all that stuff, but I think there needs to be like new characters. We need to see like new.
Those are totally fine. We just need more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, just like
new
just
characters to add on to that, like
more,
legacy.
I like to have a little more like things to like look forward to. Everybody. You don't want to just have like just a certain. If you're going out to eat, you don't want to have like a certain meal all the time. You want to have a variety.
Yeah.
So we need more variety.
Yeah, and it's not to
Yeah.
say any of those meals are bad. It's just why can't we have more?
Yes.
Yeah. More is
And
always
I think
good.
that's great. That's actually a big thing I think with SPX is that you can bring your voice to the chorus.
Yes.
And it doesn't diminish anybody else's voice.
Exactly.
Everybody else still has their books.
Exactly.
It's just there's more.
Every voice
involved.
just adds to it.
Absolutely.
And incorporating all kinds of nationalities and cultures into it and seeing what they deal with. Like I'm doing a story with David Crispino, who's another writer who does his own independent comics, where it's called a working title of Amazon 5, where it's the Mayan and it's the Incas and Aztecs have actually have progressed into the future where they become a corporation. They control different Amazon rainforests around the world. So they're kind of like a big global corporation in that vein.
That sounds like a
That's
pretty cool
interesting,
idea.
Yeah.
So would you say you have a lot of ideas that you're kind of working on at the same time?
Yes, I do. I have like one of my core ideas. Like I always like deal with a lot of theology, and I always like want to talk about like religion and how my aspect of religion is and what I think about. How I dealt with like being a Christian and Baptist. And one of my key stories in Black Days magazine is the Alan Mortal story, where he's, if you know of Niccolo Machiavelli, he was a Machiavellian blood and Machiavellian lineage. And it's saying in the story that he has like of that holy blood of the Machiavellian understanding, where it's like they have like a political agenda to get what they want, So I'm saying it is of divine, it's of divine interest, and it's like inspiration.
Okay.
So in the meat of the story is Al was an evil detective. He did like a whole bunch of bad stuff, but he gets a choice when he dies because something happened to him where the mob killed him, and he has a choice to be a hitman for God.
Oh, wow.
So he either becomes a hitman for God or, he goes to hell. So what are you going to choose?
Yeah, really.
A hitman for God, So he has to deal with that it's kind of like in the vein of Spawn, where he just has to deal with all those choices in life.
That's really cool.
That's pretty heady right there.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and that deals with like my knowing about like different like religions and different ideals of Christianity and Catholicism and all that, and I kind of intermixed that into the Black Days anthologies.
Very cool.
Now, I noticed you mentioned you're part of an anthology, right?
Yeah.
And there's people that work on it with you?
No, it's just me.
It's just you, so you make your own anthology?
Yeah, I make my own anthology, so it's like multiple stories. It's like I like old comics in the vein of like action, like used to have action comics and stuff.
Sure.
It's multiple stories.
Yeah,
Right.
they do like a kind of longer front story, but then always have backup stories.
Yeah, and I kind of do my comics like that.
What
like
appeals to you about that format of having multiple stories?
That you don't have to buy you can buy the comic and you can have like an ongoing story in it, but you can go buy the comic and just get like a one shot in it too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get
yeah.
a complete story within
So
it.
you gotta get like a whole mixed bag, like a whole thing. Because I do comedy in there, I throw horror in there, I throw sci-fi in there. So you kind of like get it all in one book, So I come back for the Alan Moore story maybe, but I can also buy it and look at all these other different stories too.
What would you say? Like you said, you mentioned before the interview that you have your work at a friend's table and you're kind of giving it away for this show.
Yeah.
What's the reception been like from people that have picked it up or looked at it?
I go back to the table, like I'd leave it there, and then I go back to the table like an hour later, and it's all gone. So they've been loving it.
That's
Oh,
positive.
good.
I guess. I hope nobody throwing it in the trash. But
Well, at least read it first, right?
yeah, read it.
I've dug through the trash. I haven't seen any yet.
Yeah,
So.
you are familiar with the trash list. You
Yes,
love doing
so-
the trash.
So I can disgustingly
Now, I
confirm
noticed
it's
you
not
brought
in
a
the trash.
stack of books. Like, quickly, tell us some of your
Like,
influence.
yeah, what do you
is
got
it
here?
about these
Oh,
books
man.
that inspire
I love
you?
Epic. Actually, Epic is a great book, but it's by Stan Lee. When he was trying to do like his version of heavy metal, but it
Yeah.
has a lot of the in the vein of the cool like space stories, and it has like a lot of action and stuff, and it's in a mature vein, but it's not too mature as heavy metal is.
And I really like that they did like all painted covers on these.
Yeah.
Just so people can see that.
Yeah, and they always have like different artists. Like they have Druna, Richard Corbin,
Oh, wow.
and they have they have a whole bunch of Sabiri as Druna. Yeah, I like the artists in these because they have like a cool style. They have like that European flair, and that's European like fantasy stuff. And I have like old school like
old school Marvel style,
old
adventure
school
comics.
Marvel, Volta
You got your
Evil.
horror comics, right?
Yeah, so Satan. This is a weird comic that I didn't like. No, it was like in a vein of vampires, but I like the format, how it's like
Yeah.
big.
Almost like magazine size. Yeah.
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 Knights, children.
About vampires,
Yeah.
and I got Captain Atom,
Sure.
Classic.
Forever People,
Kirby. So, yeah.
yeah, Kirby, Journey into Mystery, which is dope. Weird War, which
Those
is
were
like
crazy.
those are crazy. I love the war stories, war and horror and supernatural and fantasy. That's my thing,
Yeah.
man. Dazzler with the Michael Jackson.
Oh, that's fantastic.
right.
Chiller. The Dazzler Chiller. And Challengers of the Unknown, which is a good sci-fi
Yeah,
comic.
I see a theme here.
Yeah.
Like kind of realistic elements mixed with crazy things.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you got these
Like real world stories.
astronauts or adventurers, and they see crazy things. The war stories, soldiers doing their job, but then they encounter insane
Same
elements.
crazy
Yeah.
elements. Exactly. That's what I love. I love that style. And then you got Journey into Mystery, which is cool. And then you have Thing of Tiger, because I like Tiger a bit.
Boom.
Sure, of course. That's pretty cool. And so from these types of books is what you draw your ideas and where you want to go.
Inspiration, yeah.
Yeah.
Man. It's all inspiration. I like to like get ideas from like all these books and like find out, like see how the style, how they do a style and how they do the different like panels and everything and the color
Sure.
too, to create this.
JT, I have a very important question for you.
Okay.
Would you like to answer a mystery question?
Yes.
All right. Now, you asked us before the interview, what is the mystery machine of mystery questions? And so just to explain it succinctly, it is a mystery machine, and it is filled with mystery questions. Questions that
Yes.
we do not know which will come next.
So go ahead and grab yourself a
You
quarter.
put a quarter in there. These are not mystery quarters. These are regular quarters.
Quarters
Oh,
are standard.
gumball style.
Yep.
Yes.
And boom.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
There we go.
All right.
Let's see.
They can be a little difficult. They're strong capsules.
Rusty has creepy strength, so he can help you if
Yeah.
you know. Oh, there
we
you go.
go.
You got it.
Some people can call upon creepy
All right,
strength.
wait.
too.
He has quite an epic question.
Oh
there.
wow.
Okay, Rusty wants to impress his friends.
I do.
What's a new catchphrase that all the kids will think is cool?
Yeah. So
Uh,
Rusty is notoriously uncool.
So uncool.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
really want to be cool.
And he wants to be cool very badly. So if you could just divine him up some sort of catchphrase that he can share in
Something
front
I
of
can
the
just throw out
the
there.
cool kids. And they would like, oh, Rusty, you belong with us.
I had this idea when I was like 15 years old. I was like, I'm gonna do a catchphrase that would be like really cool. Just a word that
By the way,
nobody,
I'm so excited right now.
Yes.
that I didn't know.
There's like a history
and
to this.
maybe this will be like, it would be cool. So I was thinking of words, and I will come to my head, and I was like, cataclysmic, and I was like, ismic. Ismic is the word.
I like
Oh.
Ismic very
That
much.
is
So would you say it like, that's pretty ismic?
Yes,
That shit was Ismic.
that's ismic.
Oh,
Yes.
JT,
Cosmic, ismic.
you did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
You just changed the game here.
Rusty, you know what, Rusty, you don't get to keep. I'm keeping this one.
Ismic.
You're still going to be uncool.
Nope. I'm getting cool. This is
question-
it.
For me, Joe.
Ismic
And my name
is
on
the
the paper.
jam. That's a jam, man.
And you
That
just,
is-
gave,
And
you
when
just
you
gave
get
me a
millions of
gift.
dollars, give it to me.
Oh,
Give me
yes.
give me a piece, man.
No, we'll split it. It's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
be good.
don't worry. Rusty's an honest sort, even if he is uncool.
Yeah. That money's going to be Ismic.
Ismic.
And we are going to
For
share it.
real, for real.
JT, do you have a website or web presence where people can look at your work?
Yeah, man. ThinkTankRx.com, man. That's where you can go check out my stuff, man. I always got stuff popping up. I'm actually working with different areas to have like spinner racks in different cafes.
Oh, that's
And-
cool.
And like having my own stickers and all sorts of stuff like to pass out. I'm always passing out free stuff, so
Excellent.
catch it out.
Nice.
You know, catch
Well,
it.
thank you so much for talking with us.
Yeah, no
Yeah, we
problem,
appreciate
man. Yeah.
Have a
y'all
great
cool,
day.
man. Y'all groovy.
Awesome.
Ismic. Y'all Ismic.
Ismic.